Last week brought a series of storms across Kern County and flooding to the Kern River Valley. People there say the flooding is an issue that they've come to expect. 23 ABC's Leah Pizzetti looked deeper into that flooding issue, and one Kern County supervisor, Aaliyah, saying his hands are tied between protecting residents and also protecting wildlife.
That's right, Tim and Jessica. We saw this flooding across the Kern River Valley. Roads were closed, evacuation orders in place, and the whole time I was there, residents continued to say this is a problem they see during wet months. I talked to Supervisor Mick Gleason, who represents that area, to find out if anything can be done to stop this ongoing problem. Immediately after flooding in Kern County, local representatives took flight to survey the damage.
It's good to get an aerial perspective because it brings the whole picture in, and you can see exactly where we're staged and where we should be staged and where we can change things to affect the greatest impact that we want to deliver.
Supervisor Mick Gleason got a bird's eye view of different parts of the Kern River Valley, which he represents, to see the damage. Interim Fire Chief David Witt also flew.
In a helicopter, I can see 10 times more, so my situational awareness is that much higher, and we can talk about the situation together as a team and how we proceed.
He was able to see the damage wasn't bad, so he pulled the 5 extra fire engines assigned to the Kern River Valley.
I felt comfortable that we could leave the situation barring any further weather events.
But Supervisor Gleason saw another problem from the sky, an ongoing problem.
It's very frustrating managing, disasters in that area when the regulations are working against you.
He says there are a couple parts of the Kern River Valley that usually see flooding like this, and some are surrounded by environmentally protected areas, which means the county can't build infrastructure that would prevent future flooding in closed roads. One ongoing problem area is Sierra Way, which frequently is closed because a main bridge is constantly flooded. He says this is one of just 2 ways to get to Kernville, creating a safety problem when it closes.
Really, when you think about it, I mean, we have a city up there that has 2 ways to get in and out.
But Sierra Way is surrounded by 3 ecological preserves protected by state fish and wildlife.
That's protected by environmentalists, and we can't go in there with the bulldozers and do what we like to do to clear it out so that the South Fork can flow smoothly under a bridge.
So he says he's doing what he can to both respect the preservation and keep roads open, like adding berms or raised banks around the river and making sure residents are ready to evacuate.
And we'll be ready. If it does happen again, we'll be up there, we'll be ready, and we'll get people responding as best we can, as quickly as we can.
I did speak to State Fish and Wildlife on the phone, and they told me they're always willing to help in emergency response situations, as they did when a weak spot in a levee was found in the Kern River Valley last week, and they're happy to help accommodate areas that need help while also preserving wildlife. In studio, Leah Pizzetti, 23 ABC.